Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome back to Outscored, where today we have Everton and Northampton Town. One in the Premier League and Northampton obviously in the Cup. Last time out we played Tottenham in a 0-0 draw, which in the parameters of the actual league is probably a very good result for us. I think that shows roughly where we're at, like that challenging for European spots. I think it proves that perfectly. But in the parameters of the actual series, having no goals in a series that does rely on your team scoring goals, I mean, it couldn't have been a more boring way to start the series, could it? But yeah, obviously, I was going to say, obviously, I have been busy. I haven't been busy in the transfer window. I'm going to be honest. However, there has been one new addition since we last met. And that is that Dani Alves is an Aston Villa player. Oh yeah, we went there. With these stats, he is a Aston Villa player. He's still got it. He really has still got it at the age of 38. One problem, we can't use him until the new year. He's taken an absence of leave of absence. So he is unavailable until the new year. However, it solved our right back problem, so I'm hoping new year we can push forward with him as our right back, sorry, Matty Cash, but he's going to be our right back. And yeah, we can focus on our problems elsewhere. I don't think we have to worry about that right back role maybe as much. We might be able to give some kids a chance in the build until Christmas comes around. So yeah, that's my kind of thinking about it. We still probably need a left back, I guess a left back or a right back still, even though we just got Dani Alves, because we currently have two left backs, two right backs, and Ashley Young is one of them in both, so we do kind of need probably another left back, I would say personally. We do still need a striker because Mariano said no, which is a bit of a problem. But apart from that, I don't feel like we got too many issues. Just looking at this squad, I feel like, you know, there are some places for improvement. I might try and just look at some random loan signings that I could probably get. I can tell you now, deadline day might be a bit busy for me. That's going to be very interesting for me to play through deadline day. But yeah, I'm not necessarily not looking to ship anyone out. It's just I've not had an opportunity really to get rid of anyone. So yeah, kind of an issue, but it's fine. That's an issue for later. Today's issue is Everton and Northampton Town. So here is the team that I'll be taking to Everton. It is Martinez in goal, Cash, Konza, Mings and Young in defence, McGinn and Sanson in that midfield, with Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins and Lambiad in this attacking midfielder role in behind Danny Ings. If you're wondering where Emi Buendia is, he just got injured, so he won't be able to play in this game. Don't mind that. Lambiad will be coming in. Now, if you look at his stats, I do think he's a good player. It says he's not that great, but when you're buying a player for 1.1 million, it doesn't matter if he's not that great. He's good at this role. He fills in that role very easily, and for 1 million you can't really complain, and hopefully he proves that today. I know I've been banging on at the start of this episode, so I feel like let's just get into it, because I've been banging on quite a bit, and quite honestly, I don't want to bore you all. I think what you came here for is for us to actually play the game rather than me talk about the team that we might or might not get. Send the assistant to that. I only do press conferences when you're not here, because why would I do them when you're here? As we're starting off this match, and we seem to be dominating very early on, which is lovely to see. We're playing a wing play style in this 4-2-3-1 in this 4-2-3-1 setup. Now, what I love about this year's game is that pretty much any formation works as long as it works for your team, as Labiad puts across into Ollie Watkins. Any formation works as long as it's right for your team and for the players that you have. It will work, and that's what I really like about this. And I feel like for me, wing play is the perfect sort of as Calvert-Lewin scores to prove me wrong. Poor goalkeeping, by the way, by Martinez. But I felt like wing play was the best style. You know, we've got Leon Bailey, we've got Ollie Watkins on that side. We'll probably end up having Emi Buendia on one of the sides at some point. One of my loanee signings will probably be an attacking midfielder. Now I'm thinking about it. Just although the fans are getting annoyed because we have too many attacking midfielders, even though I'm struggling to fill the attacking midfielder roles. So God knows what they mean by that. It is quite annoying to constantly have them moaning. As they're coming forward again, Gray puts it into Coleman. As they're building this up very nicely, we need to issue a counter-attack, but we don't seem to be wanting to do that right now. As Calvert-Lewin goes forward, and Calvert-Lewin scores again, I think I might have to berate the team. We are 2-0 down, and to be honest, I think they've had 2 opportunities. As they just built it up very nicely, and Decore with a lovely ball over the top, and they Calvert-Lewin ran through all of my defenders and scored. It was piss easy for him. Really, really easy for him. And yeah, they seem to have more chances than us. I have no idea why we're not pressing these people like we should be. They just get an opportunity after opportunity, and yeah, it's going to cost us in the long run. As we go into half time at 2-0 down against Everton, this is terrible. Thrash arms and tell them they've been terrible, because they really have been terrible, let's be honest. I might have to go attacking and really try and take this game to them. But I don't necessarily want to do that, but I feel like I might have to if we don't do anything by the 60th minute, or if we concede here. As Gray puts one in, it's into Richarlison, and Mina puts it in the back of the net. It is Everton 3, Aston Villa 0. We have been abysmal. I don't know what it is in this game, but our players just aren't marking the players they're supposed to be marking. It is bizarre, absolutely bizarre. As, yeah, I really don't know what to do. John McGinn is having the worst game in human history, as he'll come off for Douglas Luiz. Labiad is proving that I made a mistake by signing him, as I really don't know what to do here. What I will do is probably Traore and put Ollie Watkins alongside Danny Ings and try out this sort of formation. And I'm guessing put Ollie Watkins as like a target man, because Ollie Watkins is quite tall. I thought he was better at heading and stuff like that. I will just put him as a pressing forward. Why not? Put him as a pressing forward. We'll try that out. No idea what to do when you're 3-0 down and your players aren't doing much. As Leon Bailey puts it in, that's a tackle by Mina. It won't be a penalty. Of course it won't be a penalty. As Mings manages to put it back, Leon Bailey's got it again. He puts it into Sanson, into Ollie Watkins, who puts it into the back of the net. And Ollie Watkins as a striker seems to be better than as a winger. I mean, it's quite obvious, isn't it? But this also means that Ollie Watkins cannot play against Northampton Town, not even on the bench. Even if they come off the bench and score, remember, they can't play. You know, it's not like give and take where it didn't matter. Like, them coming off the bench was a saving grace. It's not anymore. As we're into like the 70th minute now, I still believe we can get ourselves back into this game. I don't know if that's just false hope, really. As I really don't know what to do. We'll probably bring on Twanzebe for Matty Cash and put Konza in that right back role and kind of just hope that we can mount something together, as that's a great tackle by Sanson as Everton win a corner. We're heading into the 80th minute now. If we can score a goal here, I do believe we'll be able to get a draw out of this, as Mina manages to put it away into Godfrey. and Godfrey was able to run through, but Leon Bailey manages to tackle him. I was worried Leon Bailey was just letting him through, but maybe it was part of a wider game plan that Leon Bailey had in his head. As Mings powers forward, it gets into Watkins at some point, into Traore, into Douglas Luiz, and it bobbles into the back of the net. It is a mistake at the back from Everton, and Aston Villa are back to 3-2 from 3-0 down. It is Everton 3, Aston Villa 2, and I do genuinely believe we can get a draw out of this game. Come on, Aston Villa. Come on, boys. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Just don't concede. The last thing you want is to concede 4 anyway. But conceding here will disrupt all the momentum we've managed to conjure up during this comeback. As Alan's going forward, he's going to probably try and get a cross in. He pulls it back to Godfrey. If we manage to close him down, that would be brilliant. It's put over the top to Richarlison, into Calvert-Lewin, and into the back of the net. It's Everton 4, Aston Villa 2, and again, mistakes at the back. No one is marking their men at all. Use tighter marking is probably the only thing I can put on, but it will be far too late now, as demand more right at the end. But it will be Everton 4, Villa 2. We really should have won. Should have got a draw out of that game, but mistakes at the back just cost us in the end, and you just can't afford that to happen. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm far from pleased, because let's be honest, we shouldn't be losing 4-2 to Everton. We got absolutely destroyed during that game. Calvert-Lewin with a hat-trick is a very frustrating thing. It does mean that Douglas Luiz and Ollie Watkins cannot play against Northampton Town in the Cup. What I will do is I'll skip forward to that game and I'll show you the team that we'll be taking to Northampton. Right, I thought I'd update you on a little transfer that I've been busy on. This is the overall transfer at the moment. I hope he'll probably accept it as well, like his contracts and stuff. I haven't done that yet. But this guy from Young Boys, hefty. I'm paying 1 million up front, and then every 6 months for a year, I will pay 1.25 million. And then after 50 league games, I'll pay 500k, which is miles in the future when hopefully we'll be successful, this, that and the other. He won't be able to do that within 2 seasons. He won't be able to do that, especially when he's a squad player at the moment. So if he won't do that in 2 seasons, then that's miles down the line, we'll be fine. And then percentage of net sale, 20%, especially when he's got such good potential. I'll make the offer official. There we go. We haven't actually scouted that much of him, but my scouts are saying that early signs are good. We needed a right/centre back, so I feel like we can develop this guy very well. They bought him for 1 million. I'm going to be buying him for pretty much the same price, I'm going to be honest. So yeah, I can't really complain. At the age of 23, I feel like he's got a lot of progression to be made. If he's anywhere near what my scouts are kind of telling me at the moment, I think he's going to be a really good signing for us. So fingers crossed. Right, so bloody hell. This is the team that is going to play Northampton. It is steering goal. Erling, what's his first name? He's called Frank. There we go. So we've got Frank. I probably shouldn't put that in all caps, really, should I? Let's be honest, right? I'm not shouting his name. It is like 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not going to be shouting his name. But it's Steer, Frank, Twanzebe, House. There we go. So we got Steer, Frank, Twanzebe, House, Target, Ramsey, and Nakaba? Am I just changing everyone's names? Why wouldn't you just go for Marvellous? Oh my god, why would you not go for the name Marvellous? Marvellous is a great name. Why would you not go for Marvellous? So we've got Ramsey alongside Marvellous in that midfield, with Traore, Labiad and El Ghazi in behind. Keelan Davis. Now, you're probably wondering, where are all of our best players? Not even on the bench. Our bench is a bunch of kids. The Mukendi guy that we got from Tottenham, Ashley Young is on there, McGinn's on there. So we've got a few of the other players on there that we'd obviously want to be in the first team. But what I've decided to do is basically not have any of my attacking players that are more likely to score be in that squad. So yeah, as I said before, I do reckon that this team should be good enough to beat Northampton Town. I'm hoping that it happens. As we seem to be getting a penalty, that's certainly going to help us on our way to getting through in this cup competition. Remember that anyone who scores cannot play in the next game, and our next game is Manchester City, so they can't even be on our bench. As Al Ghazi's stepping up, he puts it in the back of the net, no question about it. It is Aston Villa 1, Northampton Town 0, as we're basically playing a bunch of people that aren't really going to play in the first team this year. One of our kids in Frank is on the pitch. Pretty much our entire bench is kids, so hopefully we'll be able to bring a couple of those on and get a match experience, which would be great. Obviously Ramsey is quite young as well, so it's good for him to get experience. As Labyad sets up and it goes over the bar, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm confident that we'll win this. It's just a matter of who will be the ones that score. As to be honest, the only people that I'll probably be a bit sad of missing out maybe be Traore, like especially now we're missing Al Ghazi. If Traore or Labyad, that's concerning. If Traore or Labyad also go, that could leave us a bit open on the bench. As I think this counts, as it was pulled backwards into Nelson. Nelson just absolutely wellied it into the box, and Rose puts it in the back of the net. It is Northampton Town 1, Aston Villa 1. It kind of came out of nowhere, really, and I mean, I'm going to be honest, they don't really deserve it, but they've got the goal, and they're going to cause us a few issues, and I'm going to put my hands into my pockets and tell them I don't like what I saw from the team. There seems to be a lot of that this year on the game, where just teams are just scoring the most weird of goals, like just such route one goals. As Labyad puts the ball in, it was put into Twanzebe, who headed it forward, but Al Ghazi managed to put it into the back of the net. That is a full result right there. That is exactly what you want to see. In this type of series, you want to see loads of braces, loads of hat-tricks. You want to see loads of that, because then that prevents a bunch of your players from having to leave the team, because at the moment only Al Ghazi has to leave this team. He will not be substituted during this game unless he comes off injured. As Target puts one forward, I thought we were going to have a route one goal of ourselves. As Ledger goes forward into Connolly, please do not concede another one, because that would just be a pain in the backside. As they're building this up actually quite nicely. We're not pressing them at all, really. Although I've got a very decently high press on, we're not that pressing that strongly. As Rose has got it into Connolly, it's in the back of the net, but that is most definitely offside. I can tell you that now, that is offside. I mean, I don't think you can be more blatantly offside. There we go. There's the goal disallowed officially there. As I'm going to put on the instructions to tightly mark our players, because we don't seem to be doing that at the moment. So hopefully if I tell them to do it, they'll actually bloody do it. As that is a red card for Connolly. It was a bad tackle on Al Ghazi, and that should really help us on our way, especially when we play so widely, with them playing so narrowly. As Twanzebe puts it into the back of the net, that's a lovely corner right there. Yeah, with them playing so narrowly, us playing with so wide with our wing play, we should be able to tear them apart from here. Wasn't expecting our next goal to come from a set piece, but I will not complain about it, as I think Connolly got annoyed that his goal was disallowed there, as it was only 5 minutes in the future. What I will do is I'll bring on a few of our kids, so Campton Sturridge can come on, and then Mukendi can come on for Traore. We can stop Traore from getting banned from the next game for scoring. I can't believe I'm saying stuff like that. Banned for scoring, but he will be banned for scoring. Anyone else I really want to take off? I don't really think so. The only person who I probably would is Target, but I'd only be bringing on Ashley Young, who can play the match anyway. So I don't need to worry about that. They're saying to play shorter passing, so what I will do is turn that on and see if that changes anything in the final few minutes. As time is ticking away, it looks like it will finish 3-1 unless there is a change now, as Al Ghazi's going forward. It doesn't look like that he's going to be the goal scorer, so if someone does score, they will be banned from the next match. Mukendi gets it into Sturridge, into Jacob Ramsey, and it's been cleared off the line by a Northampton Town player. He would have been held a hero if they were still in the game, but unfortunately for them, they were not, as Aston Villa win 3-1 with 2 goals from Al Ghazi and 1 from Twanzebe. Neither will be able to play against Manchester City in the next game. Again, the Twanzebe one is a bit of a blessing, you know, your centre-back doesn't come off the bench, so that's alright, and I feel like we can get away with Al Ghazi not being there. So, yeah, a nice victory for us. It started off a bit naff, you know, with that 4-2 loss to Everton, but I think we've really made up for it as we battered Northampton Town there. The third round draw is actually on the next day, so what I will do is I'll skip forward to the third round draw and we can find out who we have in the cup next. So here we are with the third round draw. Let's get through it. Do not be out. Oh, what a tie. Arsenal versus Liverpool in the third round. Someone big is going there. I'm kind of hoping for some sort of championship team. As who can we face? Who's the worst team we can face? Warsaw or Swindon? Let's get Warsaw or Swindon. I'll take Wigan. Wigan are in League One. I feel like we can beat Wigan. That is a huge result for us in the draw there, and our objective is only to get through that round, so I feel like that is huge. That fits in. Where does that fit in our schedule? That's a little bit way in the future. We have Manchester City in the next episode, where Al Ghazi and Twanzebe cannot play, and then we've got Southampton, who was my save from last year, so that'll be a nice little return to home. It'll feel quite nice in the heart for us to go back to Southampton. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button to tell me that you're enjoying this series. The support has been great so far, so I really appreciate it. You know, with new series like this, you always worry whether it will go well or not, so I'm so glad you guys are enjoying it. Comment down below any players that I should buy in the transfer window, as I am making moves now. So that should, hopefully, we will have deadline day during that next episode. So God knows what's going to happen in the next one. But so yeah, do make sure to comment down below any players that you think I should get. And yeah, if you're new here, please do subscribe so you do not miss a thing. And I shall see all of you in the next video. See ya. That was a bit more eventful. A little bit more eventful, that one. Not the result we wanted against Everton, but more eventful.